Why do you give him money if he's not ready and doesn't know how to manage it? It's better to give him an education, not money, so he can just be lazy.
These were the most recent statements from former President Vicente Fox. During an interview, the PAN member questioned the government's direct cash transfer strategy, although he also acknowledged mistakes in his own past. So in this video, I'll tell you what he said. In a recent interview with the newspaper El País, former President Vicente Fox offered a harsh analysis of Mexico's current situation. From his home in Guanajuato, the former president discussed the country's recent direction and sharply criticized the governments of Andrés Manuel López Obrador and Claudia Sheinbaum. To begin with, Fox didn't hold back and described the last 8 years as the worst in Mexico's modern history, even worse than the 7 decades of PRI governments. According to the former president, during this period, nothing relatively significant has been built, and instead, projects that he considers poorly done have been promoted, such as a train that, in his words, has no passengers, or a refinery that only catches fire.
The PRI created institutions, controlled the vote, cheated, and held on to power, but they created institutions that were good for the country. These guys haven't built anything. In 8 years, these guys have done more damage to the country than the PRI did in 70 years.
But her criticism wasn't limited to infrastructure projects. When talking about his predecessors, López Obrador and Sheinbaum, Fox also questioned some of the main decisions made during their administrations. She said that, in her view, only someone with a corrupt mindset like the Morena Party member could ruin a project like the new Mexico City International Airport, which had already received a multi-million-dollar investment. As for Sheinbaum, Fox said that he considers her a more elegant figure, although he questioned her decisions and stated that during her administration, the checks and balances that any democracy needs have already been weakened.
Destroying an airport with an investment already made that didn't go through Congress, that wasn't approved by representatives or senators, it was simply approved in the turbulent mind of López Obrador. Claudia has already destroyed the judicial branch. She has already destroyed the electoral system. She has already destroyed all the checks and balances.
Based on this criticism of the country's direction, one of the interview's most controversial topics was her stance on social programs. Fox acknowledged that during his own administration, a profound transformation of the educational system was left unfinished. As he explained, the goal should have been to provide the population with the necessary tools to move forward on their own, instead of creating a dependence on public resources. From his perspective, the key is to offer training, opportunities to start businesses, and conditions for people to develop economic activities. Otherwise, all the support could end up becoming an incentive for people to be lazy.
Don't give him money so he can be lazy. That's what doesn't work in social programs. And of course, you're going to air this program. It's going to go on the air, and Morena will say, there goes that damn Fox. He's going to take away the social program, and you're going to give me a good beating. But the truth has to be told.
Meanwhile, the interview also had an unexpected twist. Despite his strong criticism of fourth transformation governments, Fox acknowledged some of their achievements, and at the same time admitted mistakes made by the PAN government. One of the things that drew the most attention was his stance on the increase in the minimum wage during AMLO's government. Fox admitted that it pains him to say that this was a good decision, and he even acknowledged that he also wanted to increase the minimum wage during his administration, but he couldn't achieve it. In addition, the former president identified another factor that, from his perspective, contributed to López Obrador coming to power: how out of touch previous governments were with the lives of people living in poverty. In this way, although Fox maintained a particularly critical stance toward the governments of López and Sheinbaum, he also ended up acknowledging that the PAN governments made mistakes that helped create the political conditions for Morena's victory.
It pains me to say it, but I'm going to say it because it's in favor of López. He made a good decision. Someone enlightened him at the last moment, and a little angel from heaven told him to raise the salaries. When I brought up the issue of salaries, the answer was, no, President. If we raise salaries, we're going to lose competitiveness. We won't be able to export, and the nation won't have economic success. And I took the bait. That's one of the things I could have done better.
What do you think about social programs? Do you think they really help fight poverty, or do they end up creating dependence on the government? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications. Thank you.